Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Saturday night or Sunday morning, not how you want to see it, but we're back for a live show. And for today, I've got a three-tool video, TikTok video compilations to look at, to react to see how is the prices in America giving people up. It's cost of living making Americans give up in 2025. And if you're new here, hello and welcome to my channel. I put up the first pop-up, and the pop-up is a pop-up, the first poll. The first poll is, where, I kind of see it right here because I've got a right screen. Where do you usually buy your groceries? In the US, in Europe, or somewhere else? Or do you get it all delivered to your home? So let me know where you're coming from. And let's take a look at this video first. Let's make this in connection. We can see what we're doing.
409, 469. Wow, those gas prices are really coming down.
Wow, look at those low gas prices. Yeah, a gas price doesn't say me anything because it's in gallons, so I can't compare this with Europe or the Netherlands. I know that the difference between thinking getting gas over here in the Netherlands and if I go across the border, that's for me 10 kilometers or so, then I have a price difference of 30 cents cheaper in Germany than in the Netherlands. That's what I can say, but these prices doesn't say me anything what it means to me.
Down there, Trumpster dumpster.
I am so tired of living my life in survival mode because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living.
Wow. 2 college degrees and almost making 80,000 a year and still cannot keep up with the cost of living. Wow, you would say that someone with an 80,000 a year, 80K a year, should have enough.
I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, and a lot of the time they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills.
Oh, she's in somewhere in a nursing home or taking care of people in the final days. That's a heavy burden on your mental health. And she's got paid for it, but it's not enough. Wow.
And for anyone who's thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it.
No, I'm not thinking that. Somebody has to do it. Yeah, taking care of other people in the final days. Yeah.
You know damn well if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right? Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
This is getting out of control. And guys, she's making $80,000 a year. And it sounds like she had kids in the background. I don't know her financial situation or if she got family she's taking care of or whatever the case is. But she's making $80,000 a year. And it sounds like she's a nurse as well, which is one of the better paying jobs within the field that you can get that's more stable. You don't have to worry about layoffs. And it's always going to be there. Like, we always going to need nurses, you know. So it's crazy out here. And like, when it comes down to rent prices, gas prices, grocery prices, everything above. Listen, I just went to Chipotle and spent like $35 for a meal for me and a meal for my wife, and it was like $35. So that
wow. $35 just for a meal, for two persons, $70. Wow.
That is literally $17 per bowl. It's getting out of control, guys. And I don't know. I always see MAGA down in the comment section talking about, oh, it's not that bad. It's going to get better. It's, you know, you're overreacting. You're fear mongering, which is the new word right now. Listen, I constantly see that over and over and over. And if you're getting me fear mongering from just bringing you information, I don't know what else to tell you. I can't save you. Listen, MAGA, y'all are something serious. It's crazy out here. But at the end of the day, I got more videos in here that are going to blow your mind. It's crazy out here. So if you enjoy great content like this, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the rest of the video.
I went to the movies last night. I saw It Ends With Us. Amazing movie, by the way. Before the movie started, I was like, I am so thirsty. I need to go buy a water. I knew that it was going to be expensive. You know, probably $3, $4. I get up to the cash register and ask for a bottle of water. She rings me up, $7.50.
He's looking like I do. $7.50 for a bottle of water?
Normal bottle, plastic bottle of water, $7.50. And to that, I say, if you are feeling like you literally can't get ahead financially and you are barely making it, you are not alone. And I know I talk about money and finances so much on my page, but it's simply because I have felt what it feels like to feel isolated and to feel behind financially. I think everyone in their 20s is freaking out and struggling to make it by right now, no matter how much money you're making. The cost of living is just so insanely high. All of that to say, just hang on tight, because I truly do believe that things will get better soon, and I'm really hoping and praying that that's the truth.
So
I'm hoping and praying that's the truth. Oh, but he was talking about MAGA complaints that America's gonna be better. But for me, looking outside into the United States and what's going on there, and I know what Trump is doing with his tariffs, then we can say, oh my goodness, it won't get better until someone replaces the president of the United States. But nah.
Just found out that I have been paying the utility bill for my entire apartment building since December 2021.
Which means that she's not paying for only her apartment, but for the entire building, if I'm correct?
I have been paying for everyone's heating, laundry,
What?
lights for 2 fucking years? And I called them when it was expensive to be like, this seems really expensive. And they were like, that's just how much it is. And finally, we figured it out because my freaking ex, who moved out, never canceled their service, even though I asked them to, like, 10 million times.
That is odd. That is insane. And listen, that isn't some cost of living. Now, at the end of the day, it is crazy that she's paying her entire apartment bill as utilities. But hey, you got to do that on top of everything else is so expensive. I don't know how much her rent is, but listen, she tried to get it down, and they was like, oh, we don't know. That's just exactly how it is. It's crazy.
Crazy. You're not gonna do this.
It's getting out of control. And even like the first video, she went to the movies and spent $8 on some water. I don't care what kind of water it is. You better listen. It better make me get a 6-pack abs. I don't know. It better give me energy. I better be able to fly after I drink that water. And at the end of the day, listen, the movies were
For $7.50, I would give back the bottle. It's here, thank you. But it's not worth $7.50 for a bottle of water. No, thank you.
water has always been expensive. The movie snacks, that's what I did. It was always a thing to just, hey, we're going to bring our snacks in from outside. We're going to stick it in our purse or whatever. Hide
Oh, welcome to the channel.
under your shirt or whatever case is.
Fill in the poll and let me know what you think about it.
Is when we go into the movies. That way we'll have to spend, you know, whatever it was, like $4 on some Skittles. But listen, It's $8 on a bottle of water. That is insane. Let me know in the comment section below. Is it like crazy like that everywhere? Or is it just her movies like that? I haven't been to the movies in a while because even tickets right now, they're like $20 a piece. It's crazy. I remember being able to go to the movies on like a random Tuesday and was spending like $5 for a movie ticket. Now movie tickets are like $20 each. I don't even think they even have those days like that
I don't know. What are those? The movie tickets?
anymore. It's like a free movie day almost. So listen, it's crazy out, but I got more videos. It's gonna blow your mind. This is crazy.
So life update. I'm living in my car. My little S10.
But she's on the verge of crying.
This is me. Stay home for the foreseeable future.
Oh, she's living in a car. Oh my God. Did she say this? She was homeless now?
I'm living in my car. My little S10. This is me. Stay home for the foreseeable future. And yeah, I don't know what to do. And I don't really have anyone. I toured 2 apartments yesterday. I won't qualify for them because you have to make 2.5 times the over $1,200 rent a month, and I don't even make the rent.
To get a house, you have to make 2.5 times the rent.
Month. I've never been homeless before, but you know
Oh,
what?
this
is
is
a really
so-
good story. Like, I can only go. I mean, I could go down, but like, I'm gonna go up from here, cause then, like, I'm broke and homeless at 21.
Oh, I would say there, try your parents. I don't know how your relationship is with your parents, but get your car and get back to your parents.
But like, that makes for such a good story. When I'm like super successful and rich and like doing so well and have so many people, I'm gonna have such a bomb starter story. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be like, I was broke and homeless at 21 and look where I am now. Boom. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like, wow, go you.
She's thinking positive, yeah, but hard way.
I just gotta make it through this part. But this part like builds resilience, character, all that shit. I'm gonna be so funny after this. I'm gonna have such a good personality. I'm gonna be equipped with so many skills. I'm gonna be so smart, crafty, nifty, and cool and funny. And it's gonna be so good. I just gotta make it through this part. Just checking in, I guess. I mean, I'm just life update. I don't.
21, the median more.
Wow. Being homeless and living in your car. I cannot imagine that. I can't. I have some hard times, but being homeless, wow. Pooh. And I believe that's more common in the US lately, that people are living from inside their car and try to get back up and make a new living, etc. But living from inside your car, your personal hygiene is out the door. So if you're going on to an interview for a new job, well, it won't be easy then. Wow.
Mortgage was $1,682. That's including taxes and insurance. Putting 2 children through child care, $1,600 a month. 2 used cars off of the lot, $400 a piece per month. That's $800 in total. I have gas at $180. I have student debt for one person in the household at $300 a month. Power at $149. Food at $650. Again, a young family, formula, all of that. $137 for your phone bill and $400 for your health insurance, giving you
$400 for your health, and he's talking about 2021. So I guess his income, it was so fast, so I didn't get started. But the income was 1,682. Now he has 2 kids for 1,600, 2 cars 800. Okay, but 400 for your health insurance.
A total in 2021 of raising a young family in America in a household at $5,888 a month.
So the 1,600 is, I guess, the rent of the house, the rent or the mortgage. And now he's going for 2025.
2024, the median mortgage is $2,660, including insurance and taxes. Putting 2 children through child care is $2,300 a month.
Oh my goodness.
In total. Used cars, $900 a month in total.
Okay, almost the same, but 700 extra for daycare, and if I look, about 1,000 extra for your rent.
Gas, $410 for now for both of those vehicles. Student debt, $400 for one of the people in the household. Power, $198 per month. Food, $900 per
900 for the food.
month. Again, young family. Phone, $150 per month, and health insurance up to now $500 a month, giving your total monthly expenses for getting started with a young family in America at $7,368. Raising
Woo! Oh. Okay. 5,888, 7,368. Roughly said 1,500 extra. That's inflation. That's a large inflation.
a young family in America in 2021, it would have cost you $70,656 a year. Following the same exact metrics, just now 3.5 years later, you'd be paying $18,416. That is almost an $18,000 increase in what you would have to make in order to raise a young family in America in just a 3.
That is insane.
88,000. Yeah. And usually over in Europe, you would I wouldn't say you would get more money, but if the cost of living is going up, also your payment is going up. So, but if you don't, if you're still stuck at your same earnings in 2021 versus your earnings, if your earnings in 2025 are the same as your earnings in 2021, yeah, you're losing 18,000 a year.
What you would have to make in order to raise a young family in America in just a 3.
That is insane. And listen, even in 2021, it was pretty expensive. Like, I know, yes, inflation, the market is always going to go up. But when we already start in the middle, like, it's crazy. Listen, $1,600 for rent is out of control. When I know my parents, when they had a mortgage, they were telling me about it. Like, they had it literally a mortgage for like $800, a mortgage for $800. We're not even talking about rent. And when I rented my...
Yeah, a mortgage for 800. In Europe or in the Netherlands, the mortgage rates is low, only 2 to 3% mortgage rate. But when you can buy a house, you are with your mortgage rate, with your mortgage cheaper than the rent. So it's better to buy a house, but that's not easy. Certainly not easy with the current housing prices and the housing crisis. So it's not easy to buy a house, but if you can buy a house, it's cheaper to buy a house than to rent a house or apartment.
First apartment, it's like $1,600, and this was back in 2021. It's crazy out here. And I was only making like, $17 an hour. And yes, I probably should have a roommate or whatever the case is, but the cost of living now is crazy. So you're telling me from back then it was $1,600, now it's even worse than what it was previously before? Like, it's getting out of control. And let me know in the comment section below, how much are you paying for rent? Because rent prices are out of control. Or if you got a mortgage, how much are you paying for your mortgage? Because I want to buy a house soon. I want to be able to buy my first house like very, very soon. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because one, interest rates are out of control, and two, the cost of houses are out of control as well. It's crazy. But listen, I got more videos. It's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it.
Check this out.
So we in California might be facing up to $8.43 a gallon for gas, a 75% increase as refineries close.
Okay, $8.43 for a gallon. I have to look up how much a gallon is because I don't know what a gallon is. So a gallon is 3.78 liters. Let's say 3 times 3.7 is a gallon. 3.7 is a gallon. So the price is $8.43 for a gallon. 3 times 3.7. What we have is 160. So this is 480. Let's say 5. So in Europe, if you are as expensive, you pay €5 the gallon for gas nowadays.
California is producing only 23.7% of its own in-state oil and gas needs. That's absolutely crazy. And my family has a Tesla. We still have gas cars though, so it's still going to affect us. But it seems like nowadays you have to get an electric car or a hybrid car just to save money now. Because with gas like this, you know, I've had friends tell me, oh, they're paying like $150 to fill up their stuff. You know, albeit theirs is a gas guzzler and it's like an SUV or a truck, but that's still a lot.
So I moved from California to Florida last year, and in Florida your car registration is due the month of your birthday. So I just got my car registration in the mail, expecting to cringe as I opened it. For backstory, in California I was paying like $700 and something a year for my car registration. In Florida, my registration is $47.05 for 1 year.
What? Again?
For my car, I was paying like $700 and something a year for my car registration. In Florida, my registration is $47.05 for 1 year.
A tenth, only 10% and even less than 10% from California versus Florida.
For the same price of vehicle. I do have a different vehicle now, but it is the same price of vehicle that I had in California. So, love you, Southern California, but this is why we left.
What is going
Yeah, that's one of the reasons she left, I guess. Whoa.
on in California? Y'all are paying $8 per gallon on gas. I couldn't even imagine. My truck takes 36 gallons, and I can only imagine spending. Listen, that is out of control. I can't even put words. I'm speechless. $8 per gallon. I would literally be spending over $200 per fill up, and I fill up at least once a week. It's crazy out there. I couldn't even imagine. But listen, at the same.
Yeah, that's true. Also, he's talking about filling it up once a week because you need your car to get to your job. So you can't say, well, the gas prices are too high, I go with public transportation or so. It's not doable. You need your car to get to your job. So, wow. Filling it up once a week versus $8. Oh, man.
Same time, license and registration, you're spending that much per year. Like, it is getting out of control. Let me know in the comment section below, how much is gas within your area? This cost of living is getting out of control. Listen, right now, I even spend Right now, it's still $3, at least $3 a gallon. I think the last time I checked, it was like $3.40 per gallon. But listen, it's getting out of control. Let me know what you pay for gas, how much gas is within your area, how much are you spending on groceries. Let me know how much your rent is in the comment section below. I really want to see this. Listen, I want to read the comments and see what everybody's going through. Is it just me? I need to know that. Is it just me? Because it's getting out of control, and it's getting even worse because MAGA Trump just said, you know, gas was $1.98 just a couple of days ago. Now listen. When you have a president that's lying about the gas prices, and he's probably talking about some random city in Idaho or some random state, like, and don't get me wrong, it probably is $1.98 in one gas station, not where the entire country is. Let's talk about averages. What is the average cost of gas? What is the average price of, you know, the rent within the United States, the average mortgage price? Like, what are we talking about right now? The price of eggs, the price of groceries. Like, it is getting out of control. And I don't know, when is it going to get better? Is it going to be a year? Is it going to be a month, a decade, you know,
I don't know. At least when the Democrats are back on, I guess it will be better. I don't know. But this president is making it worse and not better. That's one thing for sure.
whole century. I don't know. Hopefully we can get, you know, manufactured within the United States, because I don't do this to fearmonger. I don't do this to just make people afraid or just talk trash and, you know, just kick on people's grave. But at the same time, like, I truly, genuinely want the world to get better. I want America to get better, but I don't think terrorists is the solution. Terrorists is not the solution for this. I don't think
Travis is definitely not the solution. I don't know why Trump thinks that tariffs is the solution for better America. I don't know, because it's putting higher prices to the Americans, not for everyone else around the world. It's making more expensive to export to United States, but those extra price have to be paid by the company who's importing this stuff, and it will be brought on price for the consumer. So having higher tariffs is only making it worse for the Americans. So I don't know why this president think that tariffs are the solution to getting more jobs to America and to make America great again. I don't know. I have no idea why he's thinking this. I don't
think we're gonna
if you do, let me know.
have manufactured within the United States, like truly have manufactured in the United States within the next decade, honestly. Like, it's very unfortunate that I continue seeing these videos over and over, and even the comment section below, they're like, it's gonna get better. He's fearmonger. He's trying to make you all afraid. He's trying to listen. It's not. I'm just.
Yeah, let's take a look what's in the comments. I feel like $7.50 for a movie. Water is pure greed. My grandpa worked 40 to 45 hours a week. His wife has a housewife. He raised 3 kids, put 2 through college, had a family car, built a house, invested $1 million in retirement over 40 years. That's good. Lived in a plentiful life with healthy food and 2 vaccinations a year. 1 person income. Yeah, in those days. For anyone saying it's gonna better, I have one question. When have prices ever come back to pre-recession rates? Yeah, I know, it becomes a new norm. Once the profits are up for the companies, they want to have it. I feel for the 21-year-old, yeah, this will make a great starter story when I'm successful. The American dream is really a nightmare. Yeah, I was looking at somebody else told about some prices he's asking for. Here's somebody saying he's completely lying about the gas prices. CNN fact-checked, and nowhere in the US is the gas that low. Oh, so it's not about the guy that he was lying. No, the president was lying about the gas prices. Okay. In the past few months, my rent was raised by $60 a month. Health insurance went up by $170 per month. Internet and phone, $35 a month. And utilities increased $30 a month. Oh, but I got a 50-cent per hour raise at my job. Per hour. Oh, 50 cents. Damn. I'm in Florida. Gas fluctuated between $2.90 and $3.50. Rent $1,700 for one bedroom. It's high for the type of wages you get here. West Florida hit 250K today. Somebody said, great, today world is crazy. Back in the early 70s, my parents were able to rent a brand new apartment, 2 bedrooms, fully furnished, utilities included, for just $165 a month. A year later, they bought an acre of land for $4K and built a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath home for a 3-bedroom with 2 full baths home for $20K. I want people out there to know how good it used to be. America is ripping people off. It's all about greed. Yeah. Oh. Okay. What's the first one? Let's take a look to the next one. Heinz ketchup. She's holding Heinz ketchup in her hands. TikTok polls. Like and subscribe. Let's take a look at why she's...
$9. I don't even know what to do anymore.
$9 for Heinz tomato ketchup. Let's take a look in Europe, because Heinz is officially German. Heinz ketchup. You won't believe it. It's $2.69. At Albert Heijn, $2.49, $2.59. This is a larger bottle for 4. And this is one of 1 liter. 1107. It's 28. Then you have 1 liter. For the average bottle, you can buy a bottle of Heinz tomato ketchup for $2.69. I'm not sure if it's the same content that she has, because all is in mirror, so I cannot see how big this is. But $9 versus $2 to $3 euros in Europe.
They say, eat at home, it's cheaper. Well, my lovely husband made dinner and I wanted ketchup. So what did I do? I went to the store to get us ketchup. And granted, I did go to Walgreens and it was $9. I was expecting it to be a little bit more, but $9 was not expecting that. I could have gone to Chick-fil-A and bought an entire meal plus free ketchup for $9. But no, we had to eat at home because we're trying to save money.
Yeah, okay. But if you go for this, you have for $9 one time, and I don't think that you use an entire bottle of tomato ketchup in one go. But I know what she's going to. But yeah, it looks like a small bottle. So half a liter, yeah, €3 max over here in the Netherlands.
I don't think we're saving money. So now, you know what I'm going to do? I don't even know why this bottle isn't all the way full, but I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A and spend $9 on a meal and ask for like 50 ketchups every time, so then I can fill this up and I won't have to buy more ketchup. This is like...
I don't know if that is smart to do. I don't know if you would get 50 candies of the small cups of ketchup. I don't know if you can ask for that in a shop. I don't know, but it sounds smart, but I guess it isn't.
Like 50 cents a squirt. No, not doing it. Not buying any more ketchup. I'll just get a bunch of packets at Chick-fil-A and Whataburger.
Every night is a struggle lately, and I'll tell you why. I am a fast food junkie. What the fuck was just on my shirt? It's easy. I grew up with working, middle/working class parents, and they had fend for yourself nights. And if you know a fend for yourself night, you probably can make some pretty good ramen. I'm not a cook by any means. I do like to cook, but it just seems so much easier to rationalize DoorDashing something to my house because I have an aversion to my own cooking. I didn't realize that until I joined this app. I also have long COVID, and a lot of the symptoms are with food where like water all smells like sulfur to me, so I have...
So, what? What is smell?
And a lot of the symptoms are with food where like water all smells like sulfur to me, so...
Smells like sulfur to me. Wow.
I have to drink it capped or with a straw. And meat tastes rotten to me, like disgusting. And when I...
Wow. I heard about it, that COVID has something to do with your taste, but this, I didn't know.
Try to make my own, it gets worse. Tonight is one of those forced fend for yourself nights because I used to eat takeout every day last year. Listen, if you're in college, you work while you're in school, I get it. It's a lot. But my skin got really bad, my mental health was really bad, and I would wake up puffy in the morning from all the sodium. It's just not good for you. But it's so fucking easy.
It's so fucking easy and it tastes so good. Yeah, but it's also so fucking expensive to do.
It tastes so good, God. Okay, I can do this. I really hate cooking for one person. I think that's my total aversion to it, is I don't like having leftovers because then it makes me feel wasteful. So when I was like in a relationship or living with other people, it was easier to cook, but now, yeah, I hate cooking for myself.
It's come to my attention.
Yeah, it's hard to do, but it hasn't. Yeah, okay. The title is, and I subscribe and like. Oh, subscribe. Oh, already subscribed. Okay. It's come to my attention that a lot of people do not know how to grocery shop. Okay.
That a lot of people do not know how to grocery shop, so we're gonna have a little lesson today. We're gonna go to the grocery stores together. We're gonna figure out what we need and what we don't need. First things first, I know this is an absolute disaster, but if you are not checking your entire pantry and your fridge before you go to the grocery store, you are automatically setting yourself up for failure. Also a very large...
Good tip. Check what you already have so that you don't buy what you don't need. Yeah.
Advocate for freezing meats and breads so that they stay fresh for longer. Things first, I'm going to Target. Now, I'm going to Target because I need some cleaning supplies and because I need some more Zevo sticky pads because we're still having an app problem. Now, I love Target and I love the dollar spot, but we do not get groceries, food items, produce at Target. Only thing that I consistently get at Target is drinks, because I get a lot of our groceries at Aldi each week.
Oh, there is an Aldi in the United States. Okay. The Germans reach all over to America. I wonder, the Aldi. How and what do they have? It's the same Aldi like we have here in Europe, let's say in the Netherlands or in Germany. I wonder.
And they do not sell certain brand names. Now, I normally get TheraBreath, but these are buy one get one 50, so we're gonna get this instead.
Dr. Pepper, 40% off.
I got a Zevo plug-in and a pack of refills for the one I already have. 36 sodas, 2 things of mouthwash, spent $57.
57. 57. Did she actually say? Yes, she did, of course, but 57 for some soda
and a pack of
I got a Zebo plugins. I don't know what those are, so I cannot actually say it's more or less how expensive it's. But
refills for the one I already have. 36 sodas.
or 36 sodas. Okay. I thought 12, but 36. 36 sodas. Okay, that's a good price.
2 things of mouthwash, spent $57.
Chicken breasts, $9.21. How much? I cannot see. Reasonable price. Chicken is also rather pricey right over here in Europe. So, yeah. Ground beef. We don't have it here. But this is Aldi. This is Aldi. But did she pay for it? Whoa, 2 bags of groceries.
All right, I spent $97. I've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 people for minimum 8 days.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I would expect from Aldi. Yeah. Wow. Good job.
I did the math, and I'm gonna say that I spent $100 on all of the groceries all together today, and that's for 2 people, minimum 8 days. That's less than $6 a day, and that's all 3 meals. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll kind of go over everything that I got in Aldi when I get home. I will also do like a weekly video of what I've eaten, not for like health purposes, but just so you can see how my budget actually coincides with what I eat on a daily basis. All right, so just to recap, I got 2 cans of crushed tomato, some corn, some diced tomatoes, pinto beans, kidney beans, black beans, pesto, 2 things of pasta sauce, 2 things of pico, a box of taquitos, a bag of Aldi brand pizza rolls, a
lot of Italian food,
ground beef, some bacon, some chicken, some scalloped potatoes, some chicken nuggets, taco and chili mix, 2 boxes of macaroni, some almond milk, some caramel macchiato, tomatoes, and a 3-pack of baking sheets, and I spent $97.
Let's talk.
Wow. Good shopping. Good lesson for anyone who's looking at it. Yeah.
About how I went to the supermarket
Oh.
yesterday, not to go grocery shopping, just to buy a few things for dinner. This is my receipt. I spent $153. On what? Glad you asked. I spent $14 on ribs. A pack of ribs. We made ribs for dinner last night. $14 for ribs. And it wasn't even enough for a family of 3 because I have a boy. Boys eat like baby dinosaurs. So I had to buy 2 packs. Second pack cost me $9. Why? Because they were the tiny baby ones. I'm making more cheesecake brownies. The Hershey's chocolate chips, $8. Rounded off $8 because it was $7.49. Eggs were on sale for $6.99. Yay! 18.
Eggs, $6.99. Okay.
Eggs. The other day I bought 18 eggs. $13. 4 eggs. That's right. The milk, $6. Orange juice was on sale. We don't even buy orange juice in this house because it's too expensive. It was 3 for $10. Is it just me, or the prices are going up and the containers are getting smaller?
Probably both. And the containers getting smaller and the prices are going up.
So if you don't think inflation is real, go check out the prices in your supermarket. They're real. I'm in New York City. A small tin of coffee, $7. My son likes Dave's Killer Bread, $7. Ice cream was on sale. That's the only reason why I got it. Ice cream is $10 for.
Oh, those prices, $7 over here, and $8 over there, and $7 and $9 and $10. Wow.
A gallon. A pint is $8. I can't even afford to get fat. I need olive oil. Did I buy it? Absolutely not. Why not? Because at the supermarket it's $30. I can buy 2 bottles of olive oil at BJ's for $30. Inflation is real, people, if I need to say it again. I don't care where you live. I don't care what you say. We struggling. Happy Sunday.
What is
Happy Sunday. I can't even afford to eat lunch.
going on with the restaurants? Prices have gotten a little out of control. Now, I know supplies aren't cheap, food's not cheap. Okay, I get that. I know you have to raise your prices a little bit. Well, I am well aware when I take my entire family out to eat. Okay, we have 3 kids, so our total is probably going to be $60, $70. Okay, we're ready for that. Well, my husband and I went to a local restaurant today, and we got our check, and it was $41. $41.
For the 2 of them, or for them plus the 3 kids?
He got a sweet tea. I got a Dr. Pepper. He got a fish sandwich with fries, and he got it on a salad. I had their sandwich of the week, which was a chicken Alfredo wrap. It was
So 41 for the both of them.
like grilled chicken with some Alfredo with noodles and just put in a tortilla. Not good at all. And I got fries with it too. $41 for that.
God damn.
My sandwich and my little fries was $15.99. That at all. Okay, this is lunch. We had lunch portions. I'll just spit. And $15.99 for my meal. And I think my husband's was $12.99. Like, so my wrap was the sandwich of the week, but they didn't have a price next to it. So I'm thinking, okay, it's, you know, just a sandwich. $15.99 for my little wraps that were not good at all. And it was just like one wrap. They just cut it in half. And then like a handful of fries. Not worth $41 at all. And then our waitress said she was the only waitress for the entire restaurant, including the bar. And then they had like 2 guys in the kitchen maybe. Terrible, terrible experience. And it was a restaurant in my little hometown. Well, where I live now. And I mean, we were there for probably at least an hour just for 2 sandwiches and some fries.
Yeah, and that's without the tip, I guess. So, with the tip, it's, what, 51?
Absolutely terrible. My food was not good. And I'm not one to speak up because the waitress was a grouch anyway, so I wasn't going to say this is not good. And also this price is absolutely ridiculous. But 2 people should not be spending $41 to go sit down and eat lunch. We didn't have steak dinners. This was lunch.
Yeah. For lunch, depending on what you're planning, but grab a sandwich. That's it. food bank hole as a broke ass single mom just tried to feed 15 kids and 15 baby daddies. Wait a minute, what? As a broke ass single mom just trying to feed her 15 kids and 15 baby daddies. I don't get it.
This week, let's see what we got. I never buy cold cereal. It's too expensive. My daughter is going to be really stoked on this. This is like one of her favorites. I'm all wet because I went swimming and then I went to the food bank and I want to get this stuff in the fridge. So macaroni and cheese. Oh my God, yum. It's Beckman's Berry Bomb Pie Half from Nugget Market. Look at that. That looks so good.
Half a pie,
This is
yeah?
my meat. 4 cans of tuna. Chicken
Whoa.
thighs. They asked me if I wanted a few things and I said no because I didn't need them. So they can give them to someone else or take them home. Eggs, croissant, Kaiser rolls, which
Kaiser rolls, Kaiserbrötchen. Ah,
I freaking love. This little thing of Hungry Jack hash brown potatoes, Starbucks breakfast sandwiches, egg pesto and mozzarella. That actually sounds really good. Chicken maple butter ones that get very mixed reviews. 2 of the egg sausage bacon wrap. This is cool. It's like a flyer for low-income families. They hand out free backpacks filled with school supplies, socks, and groceries. They also give kids free haircuts. That's really cool. That's what churches should be doing. A thing of 4th of July sprinkles. I know someone who will like that. And then Michael and Augustine. Last bag, which is just produce. I didn't get the Staples bag because I really don't need it. And like I said, they can pass it on to someone else, which is fine. I don't want to take things I don't need. But I do love the produce. So I mostly went there to get produce, honestly. Looks like some rainbow chard. Friggin' love. More cilantro. You know how exciting cilantro is. 3 bananas. Last time, my daughter was like, I want a snack. And I said, have a banana. And then she opened it and was like, I actually don't want this. I mean, I just ate it, but.
say, banana is a banana. They are tasting good.
2 bell pepper. I'm going to make
Bell peppers, yeah. We call them paprikas, but yeah.
hummus and eat the bell pepper with the hummus because it's really fucking hot. I haven't been cooking much. It's been a lot of cold food. A big old cucumber, another white onion. With the last white onion I got, I'd made like a caramelized onion.
An apple.
Hummus. Green apple. But this is like a golden delicious green.
Yeah.
A bunch of plums. They're probably local. Plums grow everywhere around here. 7 potatoes. Last time I made
7 potatoes.
potato salad with them, and I think this time I'm gonna make like a German potato salad with like a vinaigrette and the cilantro and maybe some pickled onion.
Good idea.
Remember, you
And tasteful and fresh.
can Google Feeding America for a list of food pantries in your area. The number 1 question I get asked is like, what do I have to do? And all food banks are different. It depends on your state and county.
Yeah. Food banks. Oh man. But she was talking about 15 kids. Can anyone else tell me what about? Let's see what's in the comments. So the whole family is going split the 1 meal from Chick-fil-A. Oh, that's about the woman who started with going to Chick-fil-A for $9. Yeah. Any country who hands out food stamps so people can survive is a third world country. I live in Australia and I didn't even know that food stamps were a thing. I do not agree with it. Because some people are really having it really hard to get some food, and living on a food stamp or needing food stamps could be the difference between live or die. So I'm not agreeing with him. It's a third world country. We have it over here in Europe, in the Netherlands, in Germany, everywhere. So it's not a third world country. It's something you do to support your people. What I don't like is that someone at the White House is getting rid of food stamps for the people who really need food stamps. So, shop at the grocery store, not Walgreens. It's a no-brainer. I guess so. I don't know. I don't pay near that ordering capture from Amazon or Walmart. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I cannot compare. Then, hey, why is it going down? Oh. Don't buy things you can't afford. Don't get to restaurants. It's easy. Yeah, okay. They're getting you on drinks. People love the free refills, but charge you $4 for a drink. Yeah, I guess so too. In Europe you won't get a refill. You get your drink. It will be €2.5, and if you want to have another one, you buy another one. That's it, and you don't leave a tip afterwards. So you pay for 2 drinks is what you actually pay for 2 drinks. It's not that you pay $4 for a drink, get a refill, and have to pay a tip. I was wondering too, but someone says, yeah, $9 for ketchup. Where is she shopping? Same size I got for $1.99 at Natural Grocers. So I was wondering too, but good to know. The €9 was a bit too much. Oh boy. Well, we're up to the final video. And I had one that's called People Have Reached Final Implosion 2025, the Cost of America, starting with a like and a subscribe. And let's take a look at these.
And I am still thousands.
Wait, back up.
I am still thousands of dollars. I make almost twice the federal minimum wage, and I am still...
He makes almost twice the federal minimum wage, yeah?
Thousands of dollars below the poverty line. I am homeless. I live in my car. I cannot afford to rent an apartment. I can hardly afford to live in my car. Food is expensive. And it's tough times, you know? I work 40 hours a week. I am not in an entry-level position. I am in a skilled position. I make twice the federal minimum wage. And I am poor.
Yeah. He's shifting the view a few times, but twice the federal minimum wage. I do not know how much that is. But if this is still not enough to get even an apartment or to afford his own car.
And if that isn't the most late stage capitalism thing, if you want to buy me a meal, my Venmo's in my bio.
Yeah.
All right, people, back with another dose. We're going to talk more about the cost of living. People have reached the breaking point, and you may not see it when you just see people out and about, when you're shopping, when you're just out in the world. You don't see people talking about this stuff, but they are putting it on social media. By the way, giving credit where credit is due. Let me just bring up the name of that channel. That last clip was Grand S Watermelon. Grand S Watermelon. That was the screen name. I'm not sure if that's his own channel or what. But people have reached the breaking point, folks. Again, you may not see it when you're out and about. People aren't going to come up to you and start telling you these things. But social media is exploding. I mean, literally exploding with just every day hundreds and hundreds of new videos of people talking about how they can't make ends meet. They can't take it anymore. This is America in 2025, folks. And if you're not yet one of the people living paycheck to paycheck, which is about 70%, numbers probably climbed since we looked at that statistic last. If you're not one of those people, hopefully you'll never be. But I'm concerned about the youth.
70% from paycheck to paycheck
of this country, and this goes beyond the U.S., but specifically in the U.S. because that's where I'm at. I'm concerned about the young people and the youth, and how are people going to handle things down the road if they just continue to get more expensive, right? The cost of living, we're told that they're trying to slow inflation down. Well, that's not going to help anything because prices are already too high. So prices going up higher, but at a slower pace, which is slowing inflation, that's not going to help anybody, right? So folks,
he's making a good point over there. Yeah. What about the youth? If price is getting more expensive every year and the wages are not growing along with the prices, that's what's happening because companies want to have higher profits and not higher costs. But to make higher profits, you have to keep your costs down. But if you have you can't have higher profits if you have to pay your employees more. But you should have, but it doesn't. That's something that's done in Europe to compensate this, or at least compensated by the government somehow, by tax release or by extra money getting from your government. But in America, if they don't, oh wow, the next generation or so, it will be disaster.
Folks, I'm concerned about, I have kids I'm worried about. I'm worried about their future. I do a lot of investing, a lot of side hustles, and have different streams of income just to get by.
Can you please just hear me out? No,
No.
all work management platforms are the same. Monday.com is the one you'll actually love.
And I'm doing okay. And if I lost my job tomorrow, I'd probably still be okay because I have different streams of income. But not everybody has the time or resources or energy to do that. And sometimes,
yeah, investment means that you have to invest first, and you need some money to invest in. And if you want to have shares, or if you want to invest in crypto, I did it too. So you have to have money first before you can invest in crypto or in shares, and then get money back from it. That's for a lot of people, not even for young people doing that, starting with it. It's not possible.
Sometimes I don't have the energy. Sometimes I don't feel like doing all the things that I do during a day. I think I should be doing a lot less. I should be sleeping a lot more. I should be able to relax a lot more. But I feel like if I relax or if I stop doing these other things, that I'm going to get pulled under the wheel, or if something bad happens, I don't want to sit there and worry about the future, right? So I try to do these things to build up a nest egg, but certain people just can't do it. You have disabled people, elderly people, people that just don't have a chance when they're right now. People are getting out of school, graduating, let's say college, and you don't really have a lot of opportunities. You heard this guy that we just talked about here, that we just heard from rather. He said he makes twice the federal minimum wage, which is still not a lot. He's not in an entry-level position. He's in what he describes as a professional position, but he lives in his car. I mean,
yeah, that's very strange to me. If you have twice the federal minimum wage and a skilled position, you should have enough to.
I mean, that's what and that's the new reality, folks. That's USA 2025 here. But let's hear from some more people, and then we're going to give you the backstory on all this. We're going to give you some recent data, some numbers that just came out here that are going to kind of underpin the reasons and the situation here that so many people are in right now. All right, let's hear from someone else here. This is Michelle. I'm trying to read her screen name here. Michelle St. John. Michelle St. John 08. Let's listen to what she has to say here.
Americans can't even afford to pay their rent unless they work 20,000 hours a week. And this is not, unless you're a professional person, you know, you're a lawyer or a doctor or whatever you have your degree in. If you're a normal average American and you're in the working age, it's almost impossible to pay your rent. I met this man this morning. Yeah, I was talking to him. I delivered his breakfast to him. I'm one of those Americans. I delivered his breakfast to him.
DoorDash. So many people doing DoorDash now, side hustles. I'm doing side hustles, but not DoorDash, not yet anyway. Maybe I'll have to one day.
On an Uber delivery, and we chit-chatted for a minute, and the whole time
what's that called? Uber Eats, right? So many people doing Uber Eats, DoorDash, etc.
chit-chatting. I'm nervous because I need to be getting back out there so I can pay my rent. Anyway, he was telling me that he actually had 2 jobs, full-time jobs, in his house. You know, it wasn't that fabulous. It was just a mid-range house here in Florida. You know, he said he was ordering Uber Eats because he needed to eat, and there was no food in the house, and he was splurging. His wife was working, he was starving, and he had to get some food in his stomach. So
it seems like Uber Eats would be a lot more expensive than just going to the store. Maybe he's disabled or something, so I don't know the whole backstory. So.
Yeah, he's right. I was thinking, why don't you go to the store? It's yeah.
So what's
But he's right. It could be that because he was working 2 jobs. He was working at 2 jobs, you say, so full time.
Finish up what she has to say here.
He did an Uber Eat. You know what he did? He did an Uber. He got a notification from Uber Eats saying 50% off.
Okay, now it makes sense. I got one of those too. I've never done Uber Eats. I've never done DoorDash. I have gotten these offers though, these coupons. I can't remember if it was digital or a paper coupon, but you get 50% off your first order. I almost did it, even though I'm a little bit sketched out at having somebody deliver my food, which I shouldn't be, because people touch your food in the restaurant, they touch your food wherever you go. They've touched it in the grocery store, right? An average item in the section of the grocery store, let's say avocados, right? The average item, I heard that over 500 people have touched it between when it's shipped and the different people handling the items, the stockers, the people shopping that pick it up and look at it. I heard it's an average of 500 people touch the item that you buy if it's in, let's say, produce or something that people have to pick up and check out before they buy it. 500. I could be wrong. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. But anyways, back to what she's saying. I almost did Uber Eats because of these coupons. Now it makes sense why this person she's talking about did the Uber Eats. All right, let's finish up here.
First order, so he took advantage of it. And he's pretty sad, huh? Anyway, but it's true. This is what's going on. Anyway, he has a college degree. He didn't get anywhere with that. No, he didn't get anywhere. He got a real estate license. He said that was a joke. He invested 6 months of his life. He sold 1 house, and he said he had to give up because there were just too many realtors out there.
Very tough business. Real estate's very tough business. You can make it. You can do real good money. But if you're one of the people just getting started, it's real competitive, as she said.
Okay.
Everybody thought they were going to make a lot of money selling houses, and he couldn't hold off anymore. So he's out there, and he's bartending at night. He's mowing lawns. He's doing all kinds of side work. His wife works full time. He's got a couple kids to feed. They're worried about their rent. You know, do they pay their rent? Do they get their utilities turned off? You know, what are they doing? He says their credit cards are all maxed out. He says neither of them are gamblers or take drugs or do anything like that. They just can't afford to live in today's world, you know? So I don't know what's going on. How can we get out of this mess? How?
Yeah, good question.
Folks, that's tough. We're going to talk about how we can get out of this mess here a little bit later in the video. It's really, really simple, but it's scary to think that this may never happen. Even though it's simple, it may never happen. And there's a lot of reasons beneath it or underneath it or the reasons for it. We'll get into that here. But first, let's hear from somebody else here that's really kind of putting themselves out there here with their situation. And this is Sarah S. It almost looks like Sarah Silly, but it's Sarah SLLY 23. Let's hear what she has to say here. I can go ahead and rewind it to the beginning here.
My paycheck was short $300.
My paycheck was short $300. Now walk in, I still got $300.
I can't pay my rent on time. My car insurance is past due. It's like over $300.
Again, people, if you saw this person out shopping, out somewhere, probably spending money, probably on a credit card, you wouldn't think twice. You would think, wow, the economy must be great. Look at all these people spending money shopping. Folks, people are living on borrowed money and credit right now. I mean, listen to this.
Yeah, that's the norm in the United States, I guess. Everybody is living on the credits. And your credit card is also cost you to get a credit card. So I don't know. I really don't get it why there isn't a debit card so that you only can spend the money you really have. Because debit cards, if I'm looking at it right, and correct me if I'm wrong, but credit cards you go into credit, so you have to pay extra on, you have to pay interest on your credit. So it's not only your credit that you get money, but you have to pay for that money too. That's making it worse and worse every time. So try, and I don't know if it's possible in the United States, but to try or pay cash or try to get a debit card.
My energy bill is past due, and I've been paying little bits, and that's over $900.
Oh.
One of my senior technicians quit. And I tell
Wait. One of my senior technicians. So she has some kind of a management function in a company?
I tell you guys all the time that when you have struggles like this and you feel like you just have you don't know what to do. I have a wedding to save for.
I have a wedding. Well, honey, I have to tell you something. We have to postpone our wedding to next year.
She said one of her senior technicians quit. So she sounds like, the way she described that, the way she worded that, she said one of my, so she sounds like she's in management.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Or she maybe runs her own business, something like that. People of all different walks of life, all different levels financially are having these problems here. Let's continue.
I'm going to practice what I preach because I know God's got this. For any of you guys in the same boat, let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I come to you today.
Folks, people have they've reached the limit. I mean, they are praying. They're praying for something to change. They're praying for something to happen. Are we on the brink of something big? Is something big going to happen to change this whole financial trajectory, this cost of living, the way the money gets sent up to the top, to the wealthiest people, the top 10%?
Top 10, top 1% with this most beautiful bill that's, I guess, passed by Senate lately.
Exponential growth.
Somebody should just shoot Trump. If we all have known this, they tried twice. Sadly, none of those were successfully, but I think I won't put out the violence, but oh man, this man is crazy. He's only thinking after the rich people and don't at the rest of America, the other 99%. I'm fully in with Bernie Sanders.
In their wealth for decades now. Over the past 5 years, it's really gone crazy. But all right, let's just fast forward a little bit here.
Come to you in need. That I can be direct with what
She's still praying. I don't want to,
I need from you. I know that you already,
mid prayer here.
I can't pay my car insurance.
All right, so not a joke, folks. I mean, she's really praying on camera, folks. How desperate do you have to be? And I'm not at all disparaging anyone. And this is why I'm talking about this. People, I have friends and family that probably are feeling just like her. They're praying for some sort of solution. They're praying for something to change, folks. What do you think about this? Let me know down in comments. And people are putting themselves out there now more and more and more on social media.
Yeah, it's getting crazier every time I'm looking at it. It's
all right, now that last person, if you want to hear the whole thing, go look her up. She started going into prayer and stuff like that. So with religious stuff, you kind of have to tiptoe around that. As much as I'd like to get more into it, you can't really.
Yeah, he's right.
Do that. I mean, you can, but there's consequences when you do that. Let's hear from somebody else here. Take a listen to this. And the screen name for this individual is Chrissy. That's CHRISSY. V like Victor. Barron, BARRON. And let's hear what she's talking about here.
What? So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So
all right, sorry, we're going to rewind it here.
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes.
Yeah. To make room for starter families. I get that. That's something that happens over here, but
the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also you're not going to get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So that
your debt to income ratio. Again, if you have, yeah.
What? So
it's a trap. It's catch-22. It's pretty much the walls are closing in on people. Even back before the housing bubble, 2008, it was significantly cheaper to rent. And people started selling their homes because it was cheaper to rent. Now, it's sometimes just as expensive to rent and more expensive to rent. I mean, there's still a few areas where you can actually buy a home and have it be less than rent, mostly like in the Rust Belt, Ohio, Indiana, places like that. But those places are becoming fewer and farther between. Let's go ahead and listen to the rest of what she's talking about here.
Then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what?
True. Homelessness is becoming criminalized. There's sweeping camps here in California. I think it's happening in lots of other states too. And what's criminalizing going to do? These people aren't doing this.
Yeah. If you're homeless and the state isn't picking up the slack or doesn't do anything to support you to get a home again, then you can criminalize homelessness. But why? But there is no other solution. The only solution is, and some people will do it, is go to jail. Like, okay, let me go to jail. Then at least I have a roof above my head. I have a warm cell, only it's, I don't know, 2x4. And I have 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 times a day, a meal. So let's go to jail. That's the only alternative for these people then.
Because they have much of a choice. Really, they have no choice.
I don't understand. To be honest, I really like the idea of building a commune, you know, aside from like the culty aspect of it, but essentially buying land, driving vans, building a tiny houses on it, and everyone shares.
I don't know.
A commune where everybody gets together, they buy land, everyone shares the land.
Is that possible? Everybody pay in on the total land price, buy tiny houses.
The concept of that is good. It comes with a lot of complications and zoning laws. They're making it really hard to do things like that. Some areas you still can, but it's not easy, folks. I mean, so much red tape and forms to fill out and fees, and they're going to come inspect your land regulations. You know how it goes.
Yeah, they make it hard for you, of course.
Folks, I mean, red tape everywhere you turn, right? It's like we're being tied up with red tape everywhere, all right? There's no easy way out. You can't just buy land and do what you want to on it. There's, again, zoning and different things you can and can't not do. Sometimes you...
A lot of people I see and hear from, they are living off the grid. Is that meant to? They buy a piece of land and then nobody knows where they live or how they live. They just live. They take care of their own food with chickens and with goats, and they take off with their own water supply and power supply and by solar or hydro energy, or that's the people who are living off grid.
You can't even dig on your land, and it's different in each area. There's some places where it's easier than others. You know, it's too broad of a topic to talk about, but you know what I'm saying. That's a lot of things are sound simple in concept, but are very, very difficult in reality. All right, so what's causing all this, folks? It's easy money. It's easy money. It's no end to the amount of money that can be borrowed. The United States is at 37 trillion in debt yet. At this point, it doesn't even matter. 100 plus trillion unfunded liabilities, borrowing endless amounts of money, endless deficits, deficit spending. The tax dollars don't even cover, they barely cover the taxes that are taken in by the U.S. total for all working individuals. Is soon going to be barely enough to pay the interest on the debt. And then
yeah. And then you have a president who wants to raise that debt even more.
Where does it go from there, folks? Where does it end, right? A lot of people are saying it's not going to end. It's just going to keep getting worse. Some people say there's going to be a breaking point where we're going to see another financial sort of collapse. People have chimed in on that on this channel. Let me know down in the comments. Many people say, and it's about 50-50, many people say that it's never going to end, that it's going to continue forever. Other people say it's going to be a breaking point somewhere where something's going to snap. There's going to be a failed...
Yeah, when it snaps, my guess is when it snaps, it really snaps in the United States. I'm forecasting a civil war if this is going on.
Derivative trade or World War III threat or actual World War III, something's going to bring down the entire system. Other theories, I guess you want to call them, are even much darker than that I really don't even want to get into today on this channel. I'm trying to keep a little bit positive spirit today. So anyways, I just want you to...
Oh, it's hard enough.
And this is a positive thing. If you're in this boat, if you're in this situation, it's actually comforting to know there's other people out there that are in the same boat as you, right? So it's actually a positive thing to see these people putting themselves out there, because it helps a lot of people that are also going through tough times. So what can we do about it, folks? Invest, folks. Keep stacking. I'm still stacking silver, waiting for a big shift financially. I still think we're going to go back to sound money.
Yeah. Investing is a good tip, but like I said, you first need to have the money to invest. And if you don't have the money to invest, you can't invest in silver or gold or anything else. You need the money first. And if you don't have the money, you cannot invest. You can only invest what you have at surplus of the money that the money that you don't need for your daily costs, your monthly living. If you have your monthly living covered and you have some extra, then you can use that extra to invest. But if you don't have and you have to live from paycheck to paycheck, you cannot invest in anything because you need the money the next day. So
hopefully sooner rather than later. I used to put timelines on things where, oh, it's going to happen by this date, it's going to happen by that date. Folks, I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. How soon is that? I don't know, but I'm just stacking every day, trying to keep my head clear, trying not to get caught up on substances. No drinking. I don't smoke anything, don't drink anything.
Solid, good. He's doing good. He's having a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Living a clean lifestyle, trying to stay healthy, folks. That's all we can do. And keep stacking, all right? Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Big love, as always. Keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the comments, too. These companies are some of the greediest I've seen. I don't know which companies he's talking about. I'm 58, working 100 hours a week to live in an RV. Welcome, my son, to the machine. 58 and working 100 hours a week. I did some weeks that I did 60 to 70 hours, but 100 hours a week? Wow. And then living in an RV. Just got a call from a cousin. Her and her husband are in the their mid-70s. Both work in the mid-70s. Both work. Asked to borrow $5,000 because their old car died. They are in their mid-70s. They should be retired. Luckily, I had the dollars and lend it to them, but I didn't expect it back. Yes, the $5,000 is a lot of dollars for me, but gotta help what I can. It's the death of the dollar. Our currency is collapsing. No one buying our debt. No, it's really hard, and even harder is that there are bounds. If you're into it, there are bounds for the United States that are bought by the Chinese government, who bought in bonds, and now giving them back, and asking to sell the bonds back. So China has the opportunity now to make America bankrupt because they're asking to sell the bonds again with this high interest rates. I believe 6 or 7% nowadays. So, yeah. The economy is not designed to benefit the individual, but to benefit the corporation. Finance the government. Inflation is bad for the consumers, but good for the corporations. Finance government, because much of their operating expenses are borrowed and they need to pay for the principal and interest with dollars that are worth less rather than more. again, it's the economy. Yeah, they sell shares to get money from the shareholders to do their stuff. But if shareholders want to have their money back, then yeah, it's capitalism. It's where the United States is built on capitalism. Capitalism isn't the problem. Bailout socialism is. Ooh. If capital markets were allowed to correct the market naturally, we wouldn't have to financial. Yeah, he's correct. I would say bailout socialism, but he's correct. He's absolutely correct. The market will correct themselves naturally, but some people in the higher won't. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that was it for today. 3 videos back to back. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week for a new live session with polls and questions. So let me know what you liked of it. And if you did, then press like. And I will see you in one of my other videos or in the next live session. See you.